Hey guys, this week we're going to be talking about double play feeds from second and shortstop. Okay, we're getting into a little bit more, some more fun things to do. So you're definitely going to enjoy these videos. The first couple things I want to talk about. There's 3 pointers of this whole drill series that you need to focus on every drill that you're doing, and it's throwing the ball uphill, communicating, and making sure you get one. Okay, so the throwing the ball uphill is going to make sense more or less when we get into the drills, but when we're making these throws, they're going to be more or less from a lower angle, so we got to make sure that we're throwing the ball up, so uphill, in order to get the ball into a good position for our second baseman or our shortstop to make that secondary throw. Communication, whether or not you're going to flip it, backhand flip it, drop step, throw it. If you can make 2, those are all very important, so everyone, especially the middle infielders, know what's going on. And then making sure you get 1. Okay, if you need to take a second to gather yourself to make sure you get that lead runner, do that. If you need to take too many steps to your forehand or your backhand, right, you gotta know the situation, you gotta know the runner. You always have to make sure you get 1. If it's not that lead runner, you better make sure you get that guy out at first. Okay, so I'm gonna jump right into the drills here on the shortstop side. So the first one we're gonna work on is the flip, so your forehand flip. So that's a ball that, if you're playing shortstop, the ball is hit more or less up the middle. Okay, so first thing you're gonna do to isolate this is you're just gonna go down to your right knee, okay? And you catch that ball more or less out here. So what you're gonna do, the only thing you're gonna work on is the flip part. There's something very important about this, is that it's not a throw, it's more or less of a push, or like a shovel. Okay, you're not going here, cocking back and whipping it at the second baseman. It's gonna be here, and you're just kind of guiding it with your arm, and it's more or less your legs. Okay, so if you're gonna be here, you're gonna receive that ball, and you're just gonna push up like this. You should be able to throw a knuckleball with the ball. If I go like this and I just push it off the fungal wall here, I receive it and I just push it, okay? There's no spin on the ball, okay? That also helps the shortstop, but that's a little bit more in-depth stuff. Also, another very important thing too is that you make sure you get your glove out of the way. Okay, you're not gonna catch the ball here and then surprise the second baseman. You want to make sure that you present the ball down low and early. So when you do catch that ball, pull the glove out of the way. Now he can see the ball. The only thing he has to focus on is the ball, not all this extra movement. Okay, so your first drill series, I'm going to face this way, throw a fungal wall. You're going to be here like this, receive the ball, and push. Okay, making sure that you're also following your throw towards second base. Okay, so that's the first one. Go ahead, try those. 10 or 15. Pause the video. Come back when you're done. Okay, and then when you're done that, you're just gonna move on. You're gonna just move on to your feet. Okay, so you're just gonna set yourself up like you would if you're receiving that ball. You're gonna catch it and do the same thing. Just make sure to push, get the glove out of the way. So demonstration, I'd be here, flipping to second base is obviously this way for me. I go get the ball, receive it here. My toe is up. I pull my glove away. Now the ball's presented, and I just push off my back leg towards second base. Okay. Over exaggerate that movement, follow your throw, okay? So yeah, go ahead, do 10 or 15 of those. Pause the video and come back when you're done those. Okay, so when you get good at those, you want to challenge yourself a little bit, you can kind of add your feet more into it with the left foot glide. Okay, we've done this drill a couple times, but now we're just implementing it with a double play flip. So it would be this is what it would look like. I'll face you first. You would just set it up. You can just have the ball in your glove or on the ground, either or. So you'd be here, you'd be receiving the ball in your palm, obviously. So just sit here like this, just get your feet underneath you. You can glide out, receive it, and flip it. Okay? So it just looks like this. So you'd be here, ball's hit, glide, receive it, glove out of the way, present, push. Okay? This isn't about speed on the flip. You're more or less close, so it would probably be around this distance. Holding himself in frame here. This is still probably about the distance that you would be doing that flip, even a little bit further. Okay. So go ahead and do those glides, and then when you're done those, come back, and we're gonna move on to ball hit right at you. Okay. So for the balls that are hit right at you, okay, this is a fun one. It's more of a generic movement. So that ball, if you're a home plate and I'm facing you, and that ball's hit right at me, and it's a double play situation, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure I'm getting my chest in front of the ball, making sure I'm receiving it in the middle of my body, okay? And then when the ball gets closer, you drop down to one knee, receive it wherever it is, and then it's just from here, you throw it, okay? So to isolate that to start, the only thing you're gonna do is you're gonna drop down to that knee, receiving it here or up here, kind of switch it around, and then just get used to this arm slot down here, okay? If you want to be a middle infielder, you gotta be able to throw the ball from pretty much any angle that is necessary, okay? So you gotta force yourself to get used to these. So it looks like this. You'll just be here. This is why it's awesome to have the ball and the tennis ball, because you can just do this over and over and over again like this, okay? So you're just gonna isolate it on your knee, receive it, throw it. Okay. Here, receive, throw it. Receive, throw it. Okay. Okay, one thing you can do if you don't have a partner and you maybe you have a different kind of fence or a different kind of wall, you can just draw kind of like a little bit of a target that help you visually. So go ahead, make sure you do these properly, do them slow. Make sure that you get a good low arm angle, okay? So go ahead, do those, pause the video, 10 or 15, come back. Okay, and then what you can do now, if you have a partner, this is great, but if not, just use the wall. So I'm gonna use the wall in this case. The only thing you can do this is you can put off the wall. When the ball gets close, drop to one knee, and then pop up like you're gonna throw it. From this angle, it would be here. So here, throw it. Okay, so that would be your partner. And you throw the ball off the wall, receive it, hook it back, do that again. Okay. So when you're doing these, make sure when you're getting into your back hip, you can keep that toe up so you're not forcing yourself forward too much. Get your toe up, receive that ball, plug that in, get it out of the way, present the ball, throw it, kind of point, and follow your throw with your arm. Okay? So go ahead and do those. Get your feet underneath you. Get the timing down of getting down on your knee. You don't want to be there too early, because if it does take a bad hop way up front of you, you got nowhere to go, and you don't want to be too late catching the ball down here and then having to push it out and do all this funky stuff. It takes too long. It also doesn't look cool, so you don't want to do that, okay? So go ahead, do those. Come back when you're done. We're gonna move to second base feeds. Okay, so moving on to the second base feeds, we're gonna start with the flip. Okay, so there's two different kinds of flips. There's the forehand and the backhand flip. I think it's very vital from at a young age that you learn to do these right away. Don't try and just master one and then do the other one later. I think you should kind of flip it back and forth, because each situation is different. Sometimes you need to get it out faster. The backhand is a lot faster, but it's harder to be accurate with. So if you can get that backhand down at a young age, that's gonna be very good for you in your future, okay? So what you're gonna do to isolate this is get down on your left knee this time. Okay, so we're working this way. The only thing you're gonna do, so if this is the wall of your partner, you're gonna receive the ball up front, and then you're gonna pull the ball out, and for your forehand, you're gonna open it up and just push it, okay? This is, a lot of athletes, you should be able to do the forehand flip on this side, so I'm isolating this one even more on this side, because there's two different variations and a different movement, okay? So again, sink into your left hip, you have your toe up in the air, receive the ball, pull the glove out of the way here, present the ball, and just push it to your partner. So if I had the fungal wall here, I'd be doing this. I'm facing away from you, but it'd be here, flip, okay? And then you do the backhand one, like this. So face on, it looks like this. It's here, you receive the ball, and from here, you just pull your glove apart and then point your elbow to the target, ball to the target, and then it's a body movement again. It's a push. It's not a throw, it's a push. Okay, so if I was doing it off the wall, it would look like this. Sit into my back hip, receive the ball, and push. Okay, I didn't even make it to the wall because I don't have to. It's a push. When you're moving in the game, you have the momentum that push is going to make it towards second base. Okay. So go ahead, do those for 10 or 15. Pause the video, come back when you're done those. Okay. And then what you can do with that to get your feet underneath you is do a right foot glide. We've been doing a lot of left foot glides, and now we're going to use a right foot, because obviously we're moving towards second base and we're playing second base. So if you set up here, the ball would be hit to my backhand. I get to that ball, I would receive the ball here, glide out here, and then alternate between forehands and backhands. Okay, so it'll look like this. So home plate's here, this is going towards second base. Receive the ball here, left glide, backhand push. Okay, and reset. You're going to get the ball, receive it, open it up, push left foot. Okay. Again, this is not a throw or anything. It's just a push using your legs. Okay. Again, this is in this situation right here is when it's super important that one, you're throwing the ball uphill, and two, you're communicating. If you're a second baseman going to get this ball, and the ball's hit around here, I need to be telling the shortstop, and I need to know myself what I'm gonna do before I get that ball. Okay, so I should be yelling flip, 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 backhand flip, or drop set throw, which we're gonna get to. Okay, or even if I got the bag. Okay, you gotta communicate that before you get the ball, so everyone knows what's going on. Okay, so go ahead and do the glides for 10 or 15. Come back and do those. Sorry, come back when you're done and do those. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the balls that are hit right at you. Okay, so this one is a little bit more of an awkward movement, but again, you gotta be able to do this if you wanna play second base. Okay, so to isolate this, the only thing you wanna do is be up in front, and then your right foot is gonna drop back, opening your hips and your shoulders towards second base. Okay, it's very important here that you don't fall and open backwards onto your heels. Okay, stay in your legs, sink into your hips, not your heels. Okay, you want to be able to put your weight back like this, but not here, so you're falling away. You're falling back, if you're trying to throw forward, you're not putting all that momentum and all that strength into that throw. So you need less a weak throw. You might even throw the ball away. You don't want to do that, obviously, okay? So make sure that you're low and athletic, and that you're sinking into your hips, but still on your toes. So you're just gonna be here, receive the ball up in front like this, and when you go to receive that ball, that right foot is gonna slide back. You're gonna bring the ball up, and you're gonna throw from here, from this angle, this athletic angle, okay? So it's like this, here, glide out that way. So if I was doing it again, this would look like this. So I set myself up, receive the ball, slide open, throw. Okay? Here, slide, throw. Slide, throw. Okay, again, making sure we can get that low arm angle, throwing the ball uphill. Okay, so go ahead, pause the video, do 10 or 15 of those, come back. Okay, what you can do also is you can get, if you do have a partner or a wall, you don't have to, even if you don't have a partner, you just have a wall, and you want to see the ball coming at you. This goes for all the drills. If you want to see the ball coming at you, you can just throw the ball off the wall, and then get used to this, and then just don't throw it. So here, back, here, back. Okay, same with the other drills. If I want to just do a flip, it'd be here, boom. Okay, just working your footwork. You don't need a partner. If you have a wall, you can do that, just don't throw the ball. Okay, so moving on to my personal favorite, and a lot of athletes' favorite, is the forehand spin when you're playing second base. Okay, this is fun, but only when you're doing it correctly, not throwing the ball into left field. Okay, so this is an important one for your feet. There's a lot of moving parts. So again, I think it's vital for a young athlete, a young second baseman, to be able to work on these as a young kid instead of just as a 15-year-old. They're like, hey, why can't you do that? Like, well, I never learned. So we're gonna teach that today. Okay, so first thing you do to isolate is you're gonna have your left knee on the ground, your right foot up front. So what you would be doing in a game is catching this ball out front here, but we're isolating that, we're taking that part away, and we're just gonna work on the spin, which is the hardest part. So what you're gonna do again, left knee on the ground, right foot out front. Right here, when you get to this point, your glove should be kind of up here, so you can just have it hovering. I'm gonna be spinning away from you here. You're gonna be spinning towards right field. So the ball's here, you're gonna have obviously two hands because you're about to transfer the ball out. The only thing you're gonna work on here is opening up more towards right field and sliding that left foot back, opening yourself up to second base. So it'd be here, you can rock into it if you want to get a little bit of momentum. Here, rock into it, open, slide, and you'll be moving towards second base. Okay, so from this angle, it looks like this. Sorry, this way here. So I'll be here, I would catch the ball out front. My right foot's gonna carry over. I'm gonna be halfway through my transfer, and then I'm gonna rock, open towards right field, slide the left foot, pull, and now I'll be throwing towards second base. Okay, so it would look like this. I'd be here, go get that ball, boom, open. I'll do it from this side too. Here, boom, open. This side, catch the ball, pull it, open towards second base. Again, making sure when we're doing this, I know it's a little bit harder when you're isolating, but make sure that you're sinking into your hips and you're still on your toes, not falling away. Okay, because if you're going up this way, you're trying to throw it down, you're not, you're gonna throw it up, it's gonna be weak, it's gonna suck, you don't wanna do that, okay? So make sure that we're staying athletic and in our toes at all times. So go ahead, do that isolation series to get the spin going. Pause the video, do 10 or 15 of those. Again, take your time, do it properly, and then come back when you're done. We're gonna move on to getting your feet underneath you even more. Okay, so now that you've done those, we're gonna work on getting a little bit more of a full motion, okay? So you can set up like you would normally. Again, when I'm doing advanced footwork drills, I don't worry about catching the ball or having to pick it up off the ground, not moving. I just keep it in my glove where I would like to receive it, and then you can kind of work your way into receiving that ball. Okay, especially right now when you have nothing but time on your hands. Make sure you bear down and take your time and do whatever's comfortable for you. If you do feel comfortable picking the ball up off the ground, that's fine, do your thing. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is again getting your feet. This is more or less the full motion with your feet. Okay, so obviously second base is this way. I'd be running to my forehand. So I'll run and go get it. You're gonna catch the ball on the inside or like around here on your left foot, obviously, because your forehand, you're gonna be here. So you wanna catch it like this, and then your right foot's gonna carry over because you'll be running, obviously. Then you're gonna get your two hands. And now this is where you spin, okay? So instead of me being on my knee, now I'm here. I went from running here, and now I can just slide and throw. Okay, so in full motion looks like this. I'd be ready to get the ball and just boom, boom. Okay, run, receive on my left heel like this, left toe in the air, receive the ball with one hand. Two hands is really uncomfortable. I'm like stretching out really far. If you have to run and then you're worried about this, don't worry about that. Be athletic, trust yourself, okay? Get your head behind the ball, see the ball in your glove, step, transfer, open, throw the ball, uphill. Okay, again, I can do it from this angle as well. So it's here, boom, boom, throw. From this angle, here, here, here. Okay, again, so even on that one there, because I was doing it super slow, I found myself falling away. Make sure that you're in your feet, okay? Here, boom, boom, boom. Stay low, use your legs, okay? That's all for the fees for today. If you guys have any questions, please reach out. When you're doing this drill series, these moves may be a little bit more advanced for you, but that's totally fine, okay? Make sure you do the fundamentals really well. And when you master those fundamentals, the more advanced things become a lot easier to do, okay? So don't worry about it. The fact that you're even watching this video means you're wanting to learn. So you're already a step ahead, which is good. So I don't know, that's all I got. So go ahead and do these